Alright guys, welcome back to another Fortnite video, and in this one, it is time to talk about the brand new factions function in Battle Royale. That's right, that little computer that says coming soon. We're going to be going over leaks about what that is in relation to like how it exactly works, and LTM, free rewards, and other stuff as well. So guys, if you're excited for that, hit that like button down below. Can we get 5,000 likes for this finally being explained early? I definitely think we can, but yeah, we've got a bunch of other things to talk about with this as well, so it's going to be a very fun video. Watch it all the way through so you're fully aware of what's happening. And by the way, if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, because I love getting you guys info and stuff early, especially when it has to do with skins and rewards and things. You know I love helping you guys out with that stuff. And on top of that, if you appreciate these videos helping you out and you want to help support me, you can simply do so by using code TheLlamaSir in the item shop. Only takes a few seconds, and as an epic partner, it helps support the channel. But without further ado here, guys, let's just go ahead and jump into it and start to explain a little bit more about this faction stuff. So yeah, guys, obviously, if you go into the battle pass, we've gone over a bunch of things in here, and there's actually a few secrets I want to talk about as well in this battle pass lobby that you probably didn't notice. Things hidden like in the transitions, in the backgrounds of some of these lobby areas. There's actually some stuff that can prove helpful. Like the first thing I want to talk about right here, just as an example, if you go up to the battle pass main screen and go into that lobby where it shows all of the battle pass stuff, in that transition, or you can sort of see it on the right side when you're not in that transition, but when it's doing that transition, you can get a better look at the things that are hidden on the side. And one of those things is the carbon glider from season 3. That is right, guys. It's very peculiar that they would add in a glider here from one of the first seasons where we started to get items in the game that we could use with our characters. So why would they pick the carbon glider? Well, obviously it's probably just because it's a cool glider. It has that look to it of being, you know, agent themed and spy themed. So with that being said, let's get into some of the stuff that has to do with this factions, and then we'll get into like leaks for it as well. Like for example here, if you take a look over in this area, you will see a battle bus, but it is not the battle bus that is on the map currently. Obviously it is completely colored differently. The main battle bus that we are also used to is painted blue, whereas this one is painted black, and I'm pretty sure there is a reason for that, and that has to do with the leaks surrounding all of this faction stuff. So yeah, guys, if you go back into the main lobby, as you know, there is this computer in the bottom right, and if you click on it, it shows a menu, and this is basically the factions menu as of right now. As of me making this video, it says coming soon, and then it also shows the symbols for ghost and shadow on the computer screen. However, specifically this is called factions, and one of the things about it that was leaked, and thanks to @iFireMonkey on Twitter for finding a bunch of this stuff within the files, but there is going to be an LTM where you basically have to pick a side. That's right, guys. Now that's just one piece of it, but that would make a ton of sense, especially because there again is a battle bus hidden in the background, or not really hidden in the background, but it's a different battle bus that could be used for this LTM. That would make a ton of sense. But yeah, let's get into some of the other details about this leaked LTM, as well as other leaks to do with it. So yeah, this is a full-fledged event, and as you guys know, with events there are challenges and stuff, but we'll talk about that later. But basically, again, you'll have to pick either Team Ghost or Team Shadow, and oddly enough, if you go onto Twitter and type in hashtag Team Ghost, or similarly hashtag Team Shadow, it'll actually come up with special golden symbols for those respectively, which again is just another confirmation of this versus faction type stuff that is going to be a big part of this season. It's crazy that it's still on coming soon, but it is going to happen soon. Either way though, you will apparently go to this PC and pick one of those sides, either Team Ghost or Team Shadow. And then guys, once you do that, you're going to fight to upgrade your faction intel level. Now we don't really know what the intel level is, or what exactly is the goal of increasing the faction intel level. However, according to FireMonkey, it does go on to say that this faction v faction event isn't your ordinary event, as you can switch factions anytime you want. Also, it then says the higher your faction level, the higher your reward for the event. You'll be able to see your faction tier and rewards from the computer, as well as switch what faction you're on. Yeah guys, that is a lot to unpack there, but it is super exciting. So there's a few more leaks to talk about, but you know, let's dissect that a little bit so it makes a bit more sense, because again, that was a lot of info. So basically, again, there appears to be an LTM or something along those lines where we will fight as factions. However, this does also seem to imply that you can maybe help your faction level up by doing other things in normal modes. When they say that you can upgrade your faction intel level, the specific part of that being intel is what's interesting. That makes it seem like you can upgrade them outside of the LTM, but again, that's still up in the air a bit. But it also says that it's a faction v faction event. So again, who knows if it's specific specific to an LTM or just outside of that. Something to keep in mind there. With that being said, however, I'm trying to decide if these descriptions imply that there's going to be a way to rank up the entire faction, like everybody is working together on Team Ghost to rank it up. If you remember that thing we did back for the, what was it, the Autumn Queens wrap or something along those lines, everybody playing Fortnite was able to work together to level something up and eventually unlock an item. So is it going to be similar to that? But then again, if you can switch between factions and get the items by just switching between, it's a little bit weird. Either way though, I think it's also very likely that you'll be able to upgrade your faction level on your own by doing specific things for each of the teams. And again guys, I think those are official descriptions from Epic Games of the LTM and stuff like that. But let's keep it going here. There are also a bunch of strings that we can dive into also, such as Alter versus Shadow, welcome back, on your path, level, current faction, Alter, Shadow, Tex, Ghosts, Master Spy, Shadow Intel to level number, and choose your secret allegiance to support in Faction Wars limited time mode. You can change allegiance at any time. So oh my goodness, again, a ton of info to go through there. Let's start off with that last thing right there before we get into the more confusing stuff, but it says the Faction Wars limited time mode. So that seems to clear it up a bit more, that it'll likely be more that you're choosing sides for a LTM instead of just outside of the LTM and all together, which would make sense. And again, that goes back to the fact that there is a different battle bus in the battle pass lobby, battle bus, battle pass. So I'm leaning towards that being the way that the factions will work and stuff like that. However, guys, we don't know what this LTM is quite yet. I mean, I would guess it would have to be similar to Team Rumble in some way. Probably you're going to be changed to whatever Ghost or Shadow skin you want to use, similar to like the NFL Team Rumble limited time modes that they've done in the past. But again, we're going to have to wait until next update to get some more details on that most likely. But again, guys, there's some other interesting strings in that as well, specifically the on your path and the level strings. That seems to imply that you will be able to level up your faction level because it says on your path. So likely there will be challenges and stuff like that. You'll level up on one of the two teams, and again, you'll be able to switch in between the teams because of that string that says current faction. But yeah, guys, speaking of challenges, there's obviously going to be a bunch of challenges to complete, and with those challenges, we are going to be able to get free rewards, which is very exciting. But what type of rewards can we expect to see? And again, guys, as a reminder, it said the higher your faction level, the higher your reward for the event. So you'll be able to rank up and get like different tiers of events, because it also says, again, you'll be able to see your faction tier and rewards from the computer. So definitely make sure to level up during these challenges, but I'll help you guys out with that, don't worry. But as for the rewards, we don't know officially what the rewards are going to be quite yet, but obviously they're like 99% expected to be themed around the Ghost versus Shadow. So what I'm personally expecting for that is like a bunch of items that are white colored and black colored to represent the teams of Shadow and Ghost. And for example here, I think it's very likely that we will get some sort of umbrella for which team or faction we level up, or maybe both if you decide to do both. But for example here, you have got the Ghost umbrella here, which I just made a concept for. This is what I would expect it to look like, but it would be like a clean whiteout type of umbrella with the symbol for Ghost on it. I think that would be very likely. And then similarly, you would have the really cool blackout type umbrella, the really stealth looking umbrella with the Shadow symbol on it instead. So stuff like that I think is very likely. And similarly, since it's rewards, you can expect some of the most common rewards are pickaxes, wraps, emotes, and of course gliders. So we already talked about gliders, but with that being said, we could also probably expect wraps, which similarly I would expect them to look something along these lines if we do in fact get wraps, maybe with a little bit more detail to them. But honestly, the single color wraps are some of the coolest that we can get just because they are so simple and so clean. But with that being said, yeah, you've got like the Ghost and the Shadow version, which I think could be very, very cool. But again, we could probably see pickaxes, which pickaxes are a little bit more up in the air what those could look like, probably fitting in with the rewards and stuff like that. However, we could even see like gold rewards, since gold is such a big part of the season, such a huge focus. I definitely think there's a possibility we could see some rewards around that, probably towards the higher levels though. That is what I would expect. So yeah, guys, that is really cool. I'm excited for this event overall and to get into the challenge guides and stuff. And one final thing I guess we forgot to talk about, going back to like the things that said Alter and Shadow and Ghosts, there was a couple of other things that said like Tex and Master Spy, which is very peculiar. We're not exactly sure what those are for or what those mean, but you know, maybe you can have some role in the factions. Maybe those are just levels that you can get to once you start to rank up within the factions. Either way though, they're kind of mysterious. So leave your comments down below on what you think those could mean. I'm curious curious to see what you guys think as well. But anyways, guys, that is going to be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below and turn on notifications for challenge guides when this event officially starts. On top of that, you can check out some of my previous videos on the screen right now. Lots of fun ones, so just pick any of them. But again, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you in the next one.